All right, what's up, guys? I was on Twitter earlier and I saw somebody posting about RTX Voice, and I have yet to test it out. So I downloaded that and configured it. It was pretty simple. Didn't take too long at all. And the first thing I noticed was everything looked normal. So I changed things in Streamlabs to match up. You have to change your source to RTX Voice for both the mic input and also the stream output, like the desktop output. So everything looked fine. All the levels were normal. The one thing I wanted to test was latency. And so I went in and I just started, testing with audio. So I was like, oh, watch the Steam video, or I will, test out with some music. So we're watching this dinosaur game. Just honestly, this game looks pretty cool. It's called The Isle. Anyways, to test latency, usually what you do is you go in and you clap, right? So I stood back a little bit, and this is with RTX on, right? So I was clapping so I could test when the audio was picking up and when it wasn't. So I could see if there was a delay, because when you clap, if you see the clap and you don't hear the clap, then there's your delay, right? What RTX does is basically picks up voice, uses the graphics card, it has AI in the graphics card to pick up anything that is not a voice, and basically tell Windows, hey, don't play that, it's not a voice, right? So when I was trying to test latency without any other tools, I mean, that's usually the easiest one. And when I played it back, what was funny is I couldn't hear the clapping. So I couldn't even test what I was trying to test. But obviously, I mean, the video played fine. My mouth and sound looked like they were fine. I haven't tested stream yet, but this is just testing videos. So what I'm going to do is actually turn it off, and I'm going to do some claps, and you'll be able to hear kind of the ambient of like what's not being picked up. So let's turn it off and see the difference. Okay, so this is still RTX on, but background noise filter is turned off. So let's see. That is with filter off. So let me show you. We've got RTX. We've got remove background noise from the microphone. Microphone is still selected as my microphone, but RTX is what Windows is picking up. So when we turn this on, noise suppression. It's at 100%, right? So you can even turn it down to half if you want to, or you can do any kind of custom. There's no numbers. You have no idea what you're doing. So there's 100%. Here's 50%. That's 50. And here's off. I gotta say, it's pretty good. What I'm going to do now is actually do some testing with my physical noise gate. So I have a DBX 286S, which is a compressor gate expander all in one. It's hardware. So my mic plugs into that, and then it goes cloud lifter, and it goes to that, and then that routes to my preamp, and then my preamp goes to the PC. So all of that equipment set up just to remove noise. It tunes my voice, it amplifies, it does all of that stuff. So basically what you're going to hear potentially is extremely loud, like fans and everything else that's going on in the office. So let's see. Okay, so you might hear a little bit of noise. It might be really loud, actually. So what I'm going to do is actually turn my volume down, because I've basically turned my gate off. I have no noise gate. Then we can get it to, this is a different range. So this is me with no noise gate. We've turned down the volume because everything I say can now be picked up from, I don't know, 10 feet away. You can now hear everything from back here, right? Still picks up my voice, But let's see, with no noise gate. If I show you OBS, see, I'm still getting the same levels as I was. This is where my volume was with a gate. Like I had it up to here, right? It's incredibly loud. What we're able to do when we turn off the gate is turn down the volume because I'm not being compressed. I have to be really close, right? So my field of noise is like right here, right? Voice app from here back gets exponentially quieter, right? And that's because we want that going on. All right, so we've got gate on, volume is back to normal, right? Back in the acceptable range. Yeah. This is what it sounds like now. You're getting a buzz, maybe a hum. Right, I'll turn off music. You can hear my mouse clicks. So you're gonna be able, like, you can hear the mouse clicks back there. I can turn down the volume I can turn down my volume just a tad bit. But this is no gate, and this is no background removal at all. And then if we turn on remove background noise, we're gonna get a little bit of noise, but that's about it. If I turn my gate is normally set at minus 17 dB, so anything below that is gonna get cut out for the most part. Right now it's at 0. If I turn it up to maybe like a minus 20, we should be able to get rid of room noise, which is, you know, fans, computers, all of that stuff. So let's do that. So at about minus 40 dB is where the room noise is, which is totally fine, right? I usually have it a little bit higher. The reason I have the gate higher is because I have a mouse right next to it. So if I turn off the removal, you might be able to hear it. You might not, right? My volume is still kind of low. If I turn my volume up to about right here, this is where I'm normally at. I don't think you can hear the clicks too bad, but that's with background noise off. Now if I turn background noise removal on, which means we are removing background noise, we shouldn't really be able to hear clicks unless I'm talking, which is pretty normal for a noise gate. So what did we learn, right? So we learned that noise suppression works really well. It's not cutting me in and out like a digital noise suppression usually does. So if you turn this way up in Streamlabs, you're going to get to a point where you start to do these oscillating peaks where you're going to be because it's trying to cut out things. It's trying to cut out anything that sounds in that range. It's not using AI. It's using just audio techniques, right? Anything that it hits a dB sensor, it goes zip, and it cuts it out. So it could be your voice, could be anything tapping the desk, tapping the mic. All of that stuff is going to get cut out. So if you don't speak at a certain volume, you are not going to get picked up at all. What's interesting about this is that it knows what a voice sounds like. So it's taking samples and other things like inflections and accents and just those vibrations and things that come from voice that are different than ancillary like taps. I'm literally knocking on my door. You can hear it a little bit when I go pretty loud. But so far we're testing on video and everything seems to be coming in fine. So I would say if you have the NVIDIA card with RTX, go ahead and download it and try it. It's very lightweight utility, very easy to set up. I would say it works extremely well. Go ahead and give it a try. I just wanted to show kind of some testing, like IRL testing of what this does with it on, with it off, with my noise gate on, with that off, and give you some real data so you could, make that choice. Anyways, that's it for today. This was the NVIDIA RTX doing some IRL testing on what this can actually do. I'll list out my setup so you have an idea of what's going on, how I'm using this. Appreciate you stopping by the channel, and we'll see you next time.